A very good evening to all of you. A very good evening to all of you. A very good evening to all of you. So today we are going to begin with a new topic, and that is a very beautiful poem. बहुत ही सुंदर एक creative writing piece है, written by the famous Indian author Kamila Das. And it's again about the bond between a child and a mother. Okay, my mother at 66. It is very beautiful, beautifully written, created. और बहुत ही simple words में the poet has expressed what her mother is. Obviously, a mother is very important. We can say that a mother is a lifeline for her child. अपने बच्चों के लिए और मतलब माँ और बच्चे का रिश्ता. It is the one of the most beautiful relationships that God has created. And in this poem we can see the glimpses of that beautiful relationship only. Okay, so basically the poem explores the bond between a mother and a child. Okay, the close bond. A mother is a mother for children at all points of time. Children, however age they grow up, in their 20s or their 30s, our need for the mother remains the same. You know, when we are in distress, ये सब आपने भी फील किया होगा कि जब आप किसी प्रॉब्लम में होते हैं या फिर किसी परेशानी में होते हैं तो सबसे पहले किसकी याद आती है? माँ की याद आती है. वो ऐसा कहते हैं ना कि माँ की लैप में या मदर के साथ आप अपनी सारी परेशानियां, आप अपनी सारी टेंशन्स, आप अपनी सारी वरीज यू फॉरगॉट. So that is very much true. I have experienced it myself, or I am sure that all of you must have experienced at one point of the time. मतलब अपनी मॉम से अगर आप अपनी परेशानी भी शेयर कर देते हैं तो यू विल फील वेरी लाइट, बहुत रिलैक्स्ड और पीसफुल महसूस करते हैं, एंड देन पॉसिबली सोल्यूशन भी अपने आप नजर आ जाता है. सो दैट इज द मैजिक that a mother and a child shares. Okay, so this poem explores that magic only. But again, since we are mortal human beings, mortal means कि we are bound by life and death. Okay, life और death हमारी existence के बहुत important parts हैं. So we are bound by that, and since we are born, we have to die. Okay, that is a very important yet painful reality. And more painful is when you are struggling with the fear of losing your loved one. जब आपको ये फियर होता है कि आप जिनसे बहुत प्यार करते हैं, ठीक है, जो लोग आपके लिए बहुत मैटर करते हैं, दे विल बी सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम यू बाय डेथ. So that is one of the biggest fears that you have to face, but that is a reality. Again, since it's a reality, so we cannot escape. So in the entire poem, the poet is talking about her own bond with her mother and how she is, coping up with that fear. She is seeing her mother now. Her mother has grown old, so that thought strikes in her mind that sooner her mother has to go to another abode. Okay, she has to leave her body and then she has to go to heaven. तो वो जैसे ही वो thought उसके दिमाग में strike करता है, poet के दिमाग में strike करता है, she becomes very restless. But even then, to make her mother happy, to make her mother at ease, she tries to hide her fears. जैसे होता है ना कि अगर माँ अपने बच्चे को परेशान नहीं देख सकती, उसी तरह से एक बच्चा अपनी माँ को परेशान नहीं देख सकता. बिकॉज इट इज एविडेंट, अगर हम परेशान होते हैं, इफ वी आर वरीड ड्यू टू व्हाट्सो एवर रीजन, तो आपकी मदर को कहीं ना कहीं से, दिस इज गॉड क्रिएटेड कनेक्टिविटी. इफ शी इज नॉट विद यू, if she's staying far away, even if she is not in the same country, then she will come to know that child is at tension, that her child is at tension. So that is the thing, that is the bond that the mother child duo has created, and this bond will be relived by the poet in the poem only. Okay, affection and feeling of reality. So why I have written this thing, affection, a feeling of reality. Feeling of reality, by feeling of reality you hear mean death. Okay, that the death has to come at one point or the other. Death will come and will take away your loved ones. So that fear of death is being, in the poet is engrossed with that fear of death. Okay, the poet is sharing her own experience, how during one journey, one road trip, when she was going back from her parents' place to take a flight at Cochin airport, then what kind of thoughts came in her mind when she was going back, and when her mother was seated beside her. The mother is still alive and she is with her daughter, but just the thought, only the thoughts of losing her mother, made her very terrible and scared. So what we can say that the poem is a very, you can say a very mesmerizing account. You can again use these words, I'm using these words, mesmerizing account of how mesmerizing account of a daughter's love, affection, and along with love and affection, the pain, okay, that she feels for her mother. That she feels for her mother. Mother is unaware in the poem what her daughter is thinking. Throughout the poem, the mother is, just presented as a person, as another secondary character. She is in the on the screen, but she is unaware कि उसकी डॉटर के दिमाग में किस तरीके के थॉट्स चल रहे हैं उसको देखकर, ठीक है. And in the end also, when the mother duo parts their ways, that when the daughter moves on to take the flight, even then she smiles at her mother and says that see you soon. So she just wants, to normalize the pace of her thoughts, and she wishes that again when she comes she sees her mother alive. So this is an important gesture on her part, that even at this point she doesn't want her mother, to feel terrible, to feel sad, because she is sad. So we can say that the relationship is being explored, okay, of a mother and daughter. And we have always learned about a mother's love for her children. So this poem basically deals with the daughter's love for her aging mother, okay. Aging is another important theme that is being explored, as you can, you see from the title, My Mother at 66. So 66 is the number, and obviously it refers to your old age. So she is talking about her aging mother. She knows deep down in her heart that her mother can't be always with her. So now let us study some quick facts about the poet. Kamla Suraya, born as Kamla, 31st March 1934 to 2009. That was a timeline. She was known by her one-time pen name, Madhavi Kutty, and she married. The married name was Kamala Das. So she was an Indian English author, and she is very, famous for her creative and literary works. And the very important part of her writings is that they are simple in language, simple to understand, but they carry a very deep meaning. But when it comes to meaning, it is very strong. So her writings have this very strong feature, that simple to read, बहुत ही आसान तरीके से, ठीक है, और बहुत ही कम शब्दों में अपनी बात को समझाना. सिंपल टू रीड बट डीप इन मीनिंग. I have read some other works also. Her works are also included, at higher levels, at UG and PG levels, and I have read her works at that time during my courses. So even then also I like the poet very much, because this is one special attribute of her work, that she writes in very simple language. Since she is an Indian author, तो Indian audience से connectivity के लिए she doesn't, go down with difficult words. बहुत ही complex vocabulary नहीं होती इनके works में. Rather बहुत ही simple words use होते हैं, simple words होते हैं, लेकिन जो उनका meaning होता है, जो उनका context होता है, that is very deep. ह्यूमन इमोशंस को बहुत ही अच्छे से एक्सप्लोर करती है, ठीक है। हर जो उनके वर्क्स हैं, दे एक्सप्लोर ह्यूमन इमोशंस एंड ह्यूमन साइकी, यू कैन से। You can use again these phrases in your answers, okay? Human emotions and psyche in a very sensitive way. Sensitive portrayal of feelings. आप जब ये पोएम पढ़ेंगे ना तो आप को तुरंत एक कनेक्शन हो जाएगा पोएट के साथ कि यस, दिस इज व्हाट यू आल्सो फील when you will grow up and when you will see your mother 20 to 30 years down the lane, okay, when your mother will turn 66, and when you will be a grown up, then you will be, you know, engulfed by the same fear, that the poet is having. तो एक जो वो कनेक्टिविटी है वो पोएट इजिली डेवलप कर लेते हैं विद द ऑडियंस, क्योंकि जो थीम्स होती हैं, जो कंटेंट होता है, दैट टच द हार्ट, दैट गोज डाउन द हार्ट क्विकली, ठीक है। तो सेंसिटिव पोर्ट्रेयल ऑफ रिलेशनशिप्स, दिस इज अ सेंसिटिव पोर्ट्रेयल ऑफ रिलेशनशिप्स, राइट। तो शी इज नोन फॉर हर शॉर्ट स्टोरीज and autobiography, and she has some very good collection of poems also to her credit. She was known for her several Malayalam short stories. So basically she was another Indian, she used to write in another Indian language, and the poems written in English. She was also a syndicated columnist, that means that she used to write for the newspaper. She once claimed that poetry does not sell in this country, but her forthright columns, which sounded off on everything from women's issues and child care to politics, were popular. तो बेसिकली जो उनकी पॉपुलैरिटी थी वो इसी पर डिपेंड करती थी कि लोगों से कनेक्शन बहुत ही जल्दी उनका डेवलप हो जाता था, फाइन। Kamala Das was a confessional poet whose poems have often been considered at par with those of Annie Sexton and Robert Lowell. So very famous other poets, and she has been considered at par with these great talents. Why? Again, because she used to write so well. The poem My Mother at 60 by Kamala Das is a short verse without a full stop. So this is something about the poem style that you will see. Okay, short verse without a full stop. That means the sentences are short and they do not require a full stop. There is no full stop from the beginning to the ending. और एक continuation में poem लिखा हुआ है, जैसे demarcation into stanzas में नहीं है, तो as such there is no rhyming scheme. The poem has no rhyming scheme. There are certain poetic devices that we will see while on the explanation. The poet is on the way to Cochin airport along with her mother, who is quite old now. Seeing her mother's dull face, a sense of fear arises in the poet. So the fear, why the fear arises? The fear again arises due to the assurance of death. Well, she is very much assured that death will come, because being a grown up, she knows that death is a reality, it is a part of life and it will come. Okay, आप उस चीज से बच नहीं सकते. So that makes her more scary. Sorry, that makes her more terrible on listening to these kind of thoughts in her mind. सारे थॉट्स माइंड में ही प्ले ऑन हो रहे हैं. शी डजंट कन्फाइड विद हर मदर द काइंड ऑफ थॉट्स. ऑब्वियसली आप इस तरह की बातें आप अपनी मदर से नहीं कर सकते. however a child grows 60, 70, even then I have seen people that they want their mother to be alive. We all want our parents to be with us throughout our lives. And deep down inside us, we know that it can't be the reality, because yes, we are mortal beings. Okay, we are human beings and we are bound by the life and death features that God has created. So but even then we wish that yes, the The creators of our life, the people who have given birth to us, they should be with us. And mother holds, the utmost significance in our lives. Mother हम सबके लिए बहुत ही important है. So these are the themes. The aging and the fear of losing one's dears, due to it, are the central themes of the poem. Okay, aging, the fear of losing one's dears, death, snatching, that when death snatch your this thing, and you can also say the love and affection, okay, that daughters feel. यहाँ मदरली लव नहीं है, यहाँ डॉटर का लव है मदर के लिए. ओके, लव एंड अफेक्शन ऑफ अ डॉटर. सो आप जब लिखते हैं तो ऐसे भी लिखेंगे कि लव एंड अफेक्शन ऑफ अ डॉटर. ठीक है. पेरेंटल लव तो सबने सुना है. वी हैव ऑल हैव सीन वेरी वेरियस काइंड ऑफ वर्क्स. ठीक है, पेरेंटल वर्क्स के लिए. However, in the end, the poet also realizes that fear of death. Okay, so this is another one of the important theme that is being explored in the poem. Does not come with aging, but it remains with one from the childhood. तो ये जो fear होता है ना कि mother से अलग हो जाएंगे, ये fear सिर्फ grown up age में आके नहीं होता है. ये fear एक बच्चा छोटा भी होता है तो उसको होता है कि मेरी जो mother है वो मुझसे अलग ना हो जाए. ठीक है. Especially for the small kids, it is very difficult, to stay away from the mother even for a few seconds or a few minutes. They always, seem to look around for their mother. उनकी आईज हमेशा अपनी मदर को ढूंढती रहती है. अगर मदर माँ आँख से ओझल हो जाती है कुछ समय के लिए, तो a small kid, everyone would be around him, but his eyes will try to find where his mother is. So the kind of solace and peace that you find with your mother, that is, completely what you can say. I would say that is completely priceless. Okay, solace and peace that you find in your mother's lap is completely priceless. I'm writing these short kind of notes here and there so that you can use, these phrases in your answers. There would be different kind of questions, or you can use these questions there also. Okay, solace and peace in your mother's lap. She also stresses the mother-daughter relation and the irreparable loss the former is going to suffer because of the latter's death. The former is going to suffer. It should be the latter is going to suffer. Okay, the words have been written, they have been misplaced. The latter daughter here is going to suffer because of the former's death, the mother's death. Okay, so here it should be former's here. She also stresses the mother-daughter relation and the irreparable loss that she is going to suffer because of her mother's death. मतलब she is, again trying to mentally prepare herself. कहीं ना कहीं deep down in the consciousness, she's trying to prepare herself for that kind of feeling. The poet also tries to hide her feeling from her mother, either by looking at her things that are young. Okay, so she is on a drive with her mother. As I have told you that she is going to Cochin airport to catch a flight. Okay, so she is in the car and her mother is seated beside her in the car, and both of them are going. So when these kind of negative thoughts, when she looks at her mother, the mother is sleeping and with her like this, with her eyes shut and mouth open. So then suddenly looking at her mother's pale face, okay, at the aging face, she suddenly realizes that what kind of future unfolds for her. Okay, तो अपनी मदर को देखकर वो सारे थॉट्स खुद ब खुद पोएट के दिमाग में आने शुरू हो जाते हैं. एंड ये जनरली होता है, दिस थिंग डू हैपन, कि सडनली आपको पर्टिकुलर अपने लवेड वंस को या कुछ ऐसा देखकर ना सडनली आपके माइंडसेट में कुछ थॉट्स अराइज हो जाते हैं. ठीक है, दे कुड बी पॉजिटिव, दे कुड बी नेगेटिव, दे कुड बी आइदर वे, बट यू डोंट हैव कंट्रोल ओवर देम. ठीक है, इट इज नॉट समथिंग दैट योर माइंड एज प्रिपेयर्ड एंड देन यू आर हैविंग इट. वो जस्ट ऐसा होता है कि आप उनको, आपने कुछ देखा ऐसा, एंड द थॉट्स स्टार्टेड फ्लोइंग इन. So the same thing happened with the poet when she looked at her mother sleeping in that posture. So she felt, then she again felt very sad and melancholic. That now then she realized that her mother's has grown old. तब पोएट को ये रियलाइज हुआ कि मदर हैज ग्रोन ओल्ड. वो एजिंग का जो इफेक्ट है वो मदर के फेस पर अब दिखने लगा है. ठीक है, द स्किन हैज बिकम पेल, द फेस हैज बिकम डल. तो उसी थॉट से अराइज वो सेकंड थॉट आया कि अब बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम मदर के पास नहीं है. शी वुड गो एट सम पॉइंट और द अदर. ओके, शी वुड गो एट सम पॉइंट और द other. So this is what, by looking at the things that are young, so to drive away those thoughts, she looks, to drive away those thoughts, she look outside. That and what does she see outside? There are young children playing. Okay, there are trees passing by. जब हम स्पेशली आप लोगों ने अगर कभी ट्रेन की जर्नी करी होगी या कार्स वगैरह में भी, जब हम बहुत स्पीड से जाते हैं तो ऐसा लगता है कि जो ट्रीज हैं वो रन कर रहे हैं, दे आर रनिंग. ओके, फटाफट वो पास ऑन होते हैं. सो दैट इज द सेम थिंग दैट शी सीज. बट इन इमेजेस को मेंशन करने का मोटिव क्या है, व्हाई शी हैज इंक्लूडेड दिस इमेजेस, कि ऑल दीज आर इमेजेस ऑफ लाइफ, वाइटैलिटी, यूथ. वो यंग बच्चे हैं, वो सब क्या सिग्निफाई कर रहे हैं? एनर्जी, वाइटैलिटी. ओके, लेकिन in inside the car where her mother is sitting, what kind of thoughts are coming? Pale, deathly. Okay, so you can use this word also, pallid, gloomy. So these are the images, these are the context of thoughts that are coming in her mind. Okay, after looking at her mother, deathly. Okay, after looking at her mother. The poet uses a number of similes. So this is a literary device, simile. Sorry, poetic device we should say. So basically she draws comparison. Simile means that when you use something, to draw a comparison with a person, right? The condition of her old mother, repetition to show how she managed to hide a feeling, and personification. So this is again another poetic device. The plants in their blooming stage. We also find the idea of escapism. Escapism means कि सच से भागना. ठीक है, जैसे ही वो थॉट्स आते हैं, डिस्पाइट दैट वो अपनी मदर में कन्फाइड नहीं करती है. वो ये उनको नहीं बताती है कि व्हाट काइंड ऑफ थॉट्स आर कमिंग टू हर माइंड. रादर वो उस चीज़ से एस्केप कर जाती है और शी parts the ways with this dialogue that see you soon, Amma. Okay, so that her mother also feels that yes, everything is good. The poem is free verse without any rhyme scheme. Fine. The poem, so this we have already discussed, that it doesn't end with a full stop. Okay, so now let us have the look at the lines. The poem. My mother at 66 driving from my mother at 66. So this is the title also of your poem. This is again an example of alliteration. If you remember, my mother 66. These are examples of alliteration, you can say. So these are all the the poetic devices that are being used. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, doze, open-mouthed, her face ashen. So all these words show the feel of, again, and in the next line we'll see, like that of a corpse. So this is very important. So this is an example of a simile, right? That she is comparing her mother's face with what? With the face of a dead body. By corpse we means dead body. So this is the first example, okay, the first instance that she is comparing her mother's withering condition. You can use another word for aging, withering. Worn out. These are all the words that we use when we say we are associated with old age. ठीक है, ये सारे जो words हैं हम कब use करते हैं, जब हम ओल्ड एज और उससे रिलेटेड इफेक्ट्स के बारे में बात करते हैं. फाइन. तो विदरिंग, वॉर्न आउट. My mother at 66, driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning. I saw my mother beside me. Doze means sleeping. The mother is sleeping and open mouth. The mouth is open. Sometimes it does happen कि जब आप सो रहे हैं तो आपकी आईज तो क्लोज है लेकिन आपका माउथ ओपन रहता है. ठीक है, तो वो भी बड़ी एक वियर्ड सी साइट हो जाती है. इट डज गिव द फील ऑफ यू नो दैट यू आर सीइंग द डेड बॉडी. क्योंकि जो डेड बॉडीज होती हैं उनका भी माउथ ओपन जाता है, रह जाता है कई बार. तो शी हैज स्पेसिफिकली यूज दीज वर्ड्स ओपन माउथेड to signify this fact only that her sleeping aging mother looks like a her face looks like a dead body's face. Her face ashen. Ashen means pale, devoid of any glow. Okay, face पे कोई glow नहीं है. It's completely pale, extremely pale, very pale you can say. And realized with pain. Now the daughter is in a very painful condition. ऑब्वियसली आप इस दुनिया में अपनी माँ से सबसे ज़्यादा प्यार करते हैं और जब आप अपनी माँ का ऐसा फेस देखते हैं, ठीक है, और फिर उसके बाद जो रियलाइजेशन डॉन होती है आपके ऊपर, वो बहुत ज़्यादा पेनफुल और अनबियरेबल होती है. तो जब पोएट ने अपनी मदर को इस तरह से सोते हुए देखा, व्हेन शी सॉ हर मदर स्लीपिंग लाइक दिस, and she saw the effects of old age, the effects of coming age, the growing effects you can say on her body and her face. Then she became aware of the sad reality that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away, that she was as old as she looked. मतलब वो जितनी एजड दिख रही हैं वो एक्चुअल में उतनी ही एज है उनकी. तो अगेन ये एक और इंडिकेशन है of the fact that death will come between the two, that death will part them. Okay, death will snatch her mother from her. So वो जो एक पेनफुल फीलिंग है वो उसके ये वो शी इज नॉट एबल टू एक्सप्रेस इट टू हर मदर. ऑब्वियसली इस तरीके के थॉट्स आप अपने पेरेंट्स में को कन्वे नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है, तो she is feeling very painful and very sad, but even then she has to hide her fear, she has to hide her pain. Why? Because she cannot see that her mother becomes worried after seeing the expression. Death will snatch her mother. Death will snatch her mother. That she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. Okay, just a second, let me, yeah. So to drive away those thoughts, what does she do? She looked out. Okay, she looks out and she looks at young trees sprinting. Young trees sprinting. So this is again an example of पर्सोनिफिकेशन. ठीक है, स्प्रिंटिंग बेसिकली एक वर्ड है जो हम रनर्स के लिए यूज करते हैं. ठीक है, दैट व्हेन दे रन वेरी फास्ट. सो वी नो दैट ट्रीज डोंट रन फास्ट, लेकिन वो अभी कार विंडो से ऐसा फील हो रहा है, इट इज फीलिंग दैट दे आर रनिंग. ठीक है, सो व्हेन यू इमेजिन, व्हेन यू थिंक, व्हेन यू फील या व्हेन यू मेंशन अ क्वालिटी in an object, a living quality in an object, then that is an example of personification. If you remember, we have seen the examples of personification in the last poems also. ठीक है, personification coming from the word person, persona, कि किसी person की qualities जब आप objects में put on करते हैं. ठीक है, look at young trees sprinting. So this is again an example of personification. स्प्रिंटिंग मीन्स रनिंग फास्ट. ट्रीज एक्चुअल में रन नहीं कर रहे हैं, ट्रीज तो अपनी प्लेस पर ही हैं, बट इट इज फीलिंग की दैट दे आर रनिंग. ठीक है, दैट्स व्हाई इट्स यूज द वर्ड पर्सोनिफिकेशन. द मेरी चिल्ड्रन स्पिलिंग आउट ऑफ देयर होम्स. अब स्पिलिंग का मतलब होता है, जैसे हम कहते हैं ना, दूध मिल्क स्पिल्स या कोई लिक्विड स्पिल्स. स्पिल्स का मतलब होता है गिरना, फैलना. लेकिन यहाँ पर क्या मतलब है स्पिलिंग का? दैट दे आर just running out, that they are coming out from their homes in large numbers to just go out and play. So both these images, okay, young trees and the merry children, जो ये दोनों images हैं ये show करती हैं life. ठीक है, both these images are showing life, youth, energy, vitality. Okay, and all these things are missing from her mother's life. Okay, she has grown old, she is now pale, she lacks energy. Okay, and she is sleeping, she has become weak and thin also. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her. Then when she is about to board the flight, she just looked back at her mother. Van again means very pale, worn out. Okay, it means the same. You can say tired, exhausted. Now she is exhausted, she is tired because of old age. Okay, and she is pale, she is looking very pale, worn out due to old age. As a late winter's moon. So this is again an example of simile. जैसे कि विंटर्स जो मून होता है, ठीक है, जब बहुत सारा फॉग है इन द स्काई, बहुत सारा मिस्ट है, तो वो जो फॉग और मिस्ट होता है वो मून को कवर कर लेता है. ठीक है, तो मून का जो ग्लो होता है, मून की जो वाइटनेस और ब्राइटनेस होती है वो नहीं दिखती है. उसी तरीके से जो उसकी मदर है, जो पोएट की मदर है, उसके जो फेस है, जो उसका पर्सनालिटी है, यू नो, दैट इज बीइंग हिडन, दैट इज बीइंग ऑब्सक्योर्ड बाय द ओल्ड एज. ठीक है, ओल्ड एज ने उसकी मदर के फेस को कंप्लीटली ऑब्सक्योर कर लिया है, जस्ट लाइक अ लेट विंटर मून. एंड फेल दैट ओल्ड फेमिलियर एक माई चाइल्डहुड फियर. तो ये जो फियर था ये उसका बचपन से है. ठीक है, बट ऑल आई सेड वॉज दैट सी यू सून अम्मा, ऑल आई डिड वॉज स्माइल एंड स्माइल एंड स्माइल. तो ये जो रेपिटेशन है, ठीक है, ये अगेन एक और डिवाइस है. रेपिटेशन क्या शो कर रही है कि शी इज ट्राइंग टू हाइड हर पेन एंड हर फीलिंग ऑफ नॉट being able to do anything. ठीक है, she, you know, desperately wants to get hold of her mother and just, you know, that she is feeling at this stage कि मैं बस अपनी मदर को कहीं जाने ना दूँ. ठीक है, लेकिन at the same time she is aware that this will not happen. This will not happen at any cost, because death is a reality which will come sooner or later. So all she said was, she hides her tears, she hides her fears, and she tries to smile and smile and smile. माई चाइल्डहुड फियर मीन्स कि बचपन से ही उसे ये फियर रहता था. बचपन से ही जो बच्चों में भी एक कॉमन फियर होता है, ये अपने पेरेंट्स और स्पेशली मदर से सेपरेट होने का. ये छोटे बच्चों से में डेफिनेटली आपने कभी ना कभी एक्सपीरियंस किया होगा. तो द सेम फियर शी इज एक्सपीरियंसिंग right now, she has experienced in her own childhood, that may she never ever get this moment of being separation from her mother. ठीक है, my childhood fear, but all I said was, see you soon amma, all I did was smile and smile and smile. So this ends the poem. We will continue with important questions and some important themes, discussion of important themes tomorrow. This was the explanation, and I hope that you have got it, because the poem is written in, you know, in very simple words, but the meaning, as I said in the beginning, it's very deep. The poem connects with every one of us, because the fear that the poet is having is the fear that we also used to have, or we also can have at later points of life. Because, you know, parents are the most precious, and especially when it comes to mother, we can say that mother is the support system for the child. So mother is, you know, the center around which the life of the child revolves, and losing that center forever is the most terrible thing that you can experience. So that was the experience that the poet faced, and this is how she narrated her experience. So I hope that you have understood the explanation, and if there are any doubts, do connect with me in the comment section, and please drop your comments so that I can work more, and I can present you the concepts in a more interesting and its manner. I hope you like the video, so do like, share, and subscribe the channel. And you can also, consider the videos of other subjects by expert teachers to get your concepts clear. That